Project planning, activity networks that require dummy activities. So in this table here, you can see that we've got some activities that have some of the same immediate predecessors, but not all of them. So D requires A and B, E requires B and C. So B is common to both of them. When we try to draw an activity network for this, we see why we're going to need a dummy activity. So A, B, and C have no immediate predecessors, so they're going to come straight off the start vertex. We've got A, B, and C. And D and E are not immediate predecessors for anything, so D and E will go straight to the finish. But E needs to come off from C and B. But we can't bring C and B both together because D doesn't need C. So we can't show that there's this B required for both of them. So what we do is we know that E needs C, so we'll pop E in. We know that D needs A. They both need B, so we could do a dummy activity off B with a dotted line to show that, oh, I got that a bit crooked, to show that B needs to go to D and to E. And we can label that as a dummy. But really it's quite obvious that it's a dummy because we've got the dotted lines there. So our example, construct an activity network from this precedence table. So when you're looking through before you get started, you start looking at what has no immediate predecessors. That's where we're going to start. What is not a predecessor for anything else? G isn't, so G will lead to the finish. And then we're scanning down here and we see that C is required for E and F, but E also needs D. So that tells us we're going to need a dummy. So as I said, you can work forward or backwards. I think I did backwards last time, so we'll start this time working forward. There's our start. A and B come off the start. Remembering, of course, that our activities go on the edges, not on the vertices, because this is doing A to get to the end of having done A. C needs A, so that one's nice and easy. Sometimes it might take a couple of goes to get a network that really looks right, and that's okay. D needs B, alrighty. We can see that there's a few things coming up, so keeping going straight makes sense here. Now, E needs C and D, but F only needs C. F and E both feed into G, so we can see that probably what we're going to choose to do is to get F and E feeding into G. So there's our G going to the finish. C is required for E. D was required, sorry. Now see, we've done something silly here because we want E to probably be down here. Will this work? Can we do F here? F comes off C. No. So you want to put the one that's more limited. So C to F, that's nice and easy. And then we also need C to feed into E, which needs the D as well. So our dummy is going to have to come from C down to E. There we go. So we've done our activity network. This is why we need dummy activities when something has to be shown to go into two different activities, but not all the immediate predecessors are shared.